Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 22nd Annual Garden State Film Festival. Yeah, we are here at the beautiful Berkeley Hotel at the Shared Universe Podcast Lounge in the beautiful city of Asbury Park. My name is Ming Chen.
CJ Cullen.
All right, welcome back, my friend. Are you ready?
I am ready. Let's go. It's going to be a long day, and let's go.
We just started. The films literally just started rolling about an hour or so ago.
Yeah, I got student films over here somewhere. And
we're off and running. And we have the team here behind an amazing 6-minute short called Quasar Commando, playing at Asbury Lanes at 11:45. Hello, my friends. Can you please introduce yourselves?
Hey, how you doing today? It's great to be here.
Yeah.
So, my name is Jonah Cuozzo. I'm the writer-director and co-producer of Quasar Commando. And this is Larissa Scalzo.
Hi, my name is Marissa Scalzo. I'm the director and photographer of Quasar Commando.
Amazing. And can you tell us about Quasar Commando? I read the synopsis. Something as I'm an 80s kid, as an 80s gamer. The subject near and dear to my heart, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's very similar to the 80s video game Gallica. It's basically about a janitor in space who shoots down aliens, but he's actually an avatar in a video game, and it's these two kids in the real world playing as him. So basically, it's just fun little comedy as they're trying to beat the game, and they keep dying. That cuts back to the janitor freaking out, and
and you find out as an avatar and two crazy kids.
Oh yeah. So.
Gaming their heads off. So
yeah, it's very much based off my own life. I had 3 sisters growing up.
Okay.
And we used to play video games together.
Yeah.
And it was so difficult. I had one sister who was like, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way.
And like, no, you're doing it the wrong way.
Correct, yeah.
A lot of fights broken out over,
So what consoles did you have?
We had the original Xbox.
Okay.
The original black Xbox with the cables.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a behemoth, that thing.
Oh,
The
yeah.
thing was huge. And,
it was awesome.
Everything's kind of miniaturized now, but yeah.
So
sure.
I, growing up, actually had an Atari that was hooked up to a monitor.
Yes.
Because my dad was like, "We're going old school, like that's all we're doing." So that, and then I did the Wii later in life. Anything movement related.
Atari is no joke. And
I know, right?
I love, you boil it down to the essentials. You need a joystick and an orange button. That's it.
My mom didn't buy me Atari. I got ColecoVision.
Oh, okay. We call those rich boys. The rich boys got the Colecos because they were like twice as much.
Yeah, I wanted the Atari. I got Coleco.
You shouldn't complain. I wanted the Coleco. I'm like, Mom, nope.
I wanted a car. I got a computer.
Hey, the computer probably was better off in the end.
Yeah. Was there one specific thing that influenced and inspired the short? Were you playing a vintage game one day, or of course I got shades of Ready Player One, Last Starfighter.
It's funny you say that because I was thinking about this, and I've always had the idea about a janitor in space. Like, I was looking back at my old notes from like high school one day, and I was just like, who's this like janitor with a space gun that I'm drawing in my math notes?
Yeah.
And I was like, why have I never done anything with that?
Right.
Is there ever a janitor in your high school? You're like, that's
there
the
was
guy.
actually, yeah.
Okay.
That's him.
That Mr. Willard, man. That guy
His name was
up.
Will, actually.
Oh, really, Mr. Will?
Mr. Willard.
Mr. Will, he's cleaning up puke, and it's nobody ever really pays attention to school janitor, right?
Yeah.
But he's always a character. Like there's one in Breakfast Club.
Breakfast
right?
Club, and he's like the
janitor.
soul of that.
Will Hunting was the janitor over at Harvard, and no one ever pays attention until they may go off to save the world.
Janitors are some of the most interesting people I've ever met, and they just have such the greatest stories to tell.
They've seen it all.
They
have access to everything. They have that. They have the master key. They have the skeleton key, or that big huge key ring that opens everything. And they know all. You do not want to piss off the janitor.
Every door, they have a key to every door.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's amazing. So literally from that one weird drawing that wherever it came from, turned that into a 6-minute short.
Yeah, and then I was just like, what could I take with that? And I was like, well, I want to tell about a story about my life growing up.
Right.
Because I want to tell that story of my life growing up with my sisters and how like the memories we had building together while also setting it in space. Whenever I make a film, I always try to challenge myself.
Yeah.
So like one of the first films I ever did, we set a car on fire.
Okay.
And that was like a big step because I had to teach myself pyro and I had to teach myself flame bars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for this one, I was like, well, I want to learn more VFX and I want to learn more like model building and stuff like that. So we had a fantastic model builder actually come onto the movie. Her name was Bailiana.
As in physical
miniature
models like Star Wars.
Yeah. It was. Oh yeah.
Amazing. And how did you shoot this? Was there a lot of green screen involved? What kind of effect? Like, how was it shooting this?
Yeah.
Were you used to shooting this kind of effects, more effects heavy or miniature film?
Gotcha. So when I signed on to this project and I agreed to do the craziness, we had talked about two different options. Doing a possible green screen. We knew that we had these models that were already taking shape at the time.
Yeah.
And so we knew that they were big enough to film something, really, really cool. And there was a green screen option, but then there was the option to, at the location that our AD was talking about getting, there's actually a garage, I guess it was, that was painted to have the solar system on the walls.
So you didn't even need to go green screen, which
that's cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So that was our first plan, was to try to do that, and we tried and tried and tried, and we had a little bit of a snafu when we were filming. The lighting, we couldn't quite get it to work, so
Okay.
we
Hard with the
ended
lighting
up
to do
going
that,
with green
yes.
screen.
Okay.
But it was really cool because in that moment, we did get to see it. And when you're in that room with the lights are off and you've got the lighting on, you're just like, we're in space right
Yeah.
now. This is cool.
Right, so you're immersed, yeah.
Yeah.
You're totally immersed. That's
Definitely.
amazing. What did you shoot this on? What kind of cameras did you use?
Go ahead.
We shot on the Blackmagic 6K
Nice.
Pro.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Shout out to Blackmagic. We'll take a sponsorship or free
Yeah.
dinner if you're watching this.
I absolutely love that company. I
Yeah.
love what they've done. I love their whole mantra of supporting the little guy
Yep.
and just how they're making things way accessible. Also, we are huge DaVinci Resolve fans.
Okay.
We are, yes.
Okay. Yeah. It's great. It's a great tool.
Marissa's a little bit of a colorist, and then I dabble in it.
Yeah.
I'm not as good as her, so
I don't know.
So did you make it
debatable.
more like an 80s look to it?
yeah, we tried giving it more of an 80s look.
Okay.
Could you talk a little bit about how you approached lighting the cockpit?
Yeah.
and-
Sure. And then I was going to talk about color too.
Yeah,
'cause
for
we
sure.
did a lot. We played a lot with color.
Okay.
Which was one of the fun things that when Jonah signed me onto this, I was like, can I play with color?
That's one thing I don't know too well about is being a colorist. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
it's
someone
like,
else
hey,
do it. I
Yeah.
cannot
You're
do
the
it.
DP. You
Can't
do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But just make it look awesome,
As long
right?
as it looks cool, we're
Yeah,
good. That's
right.
it.
It did look cool. It looked awesome.
All right, that's amazing. Oop. Sorry. Yeah, go for it. What'd you?
Okay,
so color.
so we talked about color space and how one of my favorite things to do is to contrast palettes.
Okay.
Color palettes, right? So in space, we have this really cool kind of built-in image that you already have of space that's very blue,
Okay.
right? The light is blue. Even from the sun, it's all like very blue tones. So I played into that, right? So we've got a lot of blue going on in space. And then the contrast, we have the real world, right? So we did a lot with creating a almost orange tone
Okay.
in real life.
Right.
And so the contrast between the two, and when you cut between the two, it's kind of fun because you have elements of one in the other, but you're playing with the idea of two different spaces
Yeah.
that you're in. And so cutting back, it was a pain on set to try to keep them straight. But once we figured that out, it was really cool. Even in the dailies as we were filming, to see everything cut together. Go, oh, okay, yes, this is what I wanted to do to keep the two worlds separate, but at the same time contrast them and create a world of itself between the two.
Yeah, and so
cool,
did you
man.
build a cockpit?
It was partly built and then part. So my other co-producer, Rebecca Keenan, she lives down in Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
Oh.
And she knew there is a whole HOA community down there where they have different houses built around different. So they have like a Harry Potter house. They have
Oh, wow.
like a Mario house.
Yeah.
There's one that's a space house, and she knew the owner. So she was like, "Hey, let's film here." And I
Yeah.
was
Can we use
"Yeah."
it for a
So
couple days?
what we ended up doing was the main frame of the cockpit was a bed, and we just took out the bed, and then we were like, well, we have to cover the sides of the bed because we can't be showing the room because
Right.
they actually painted the room like a Starry Night, which
Yeah.
also helped when filming because it was like,
'Cause
let's
we had
just.
stars already in the back.
We were like, we don't even need a green screen.
Yeah,
we can
yeah,
just
they're here. We're
there
in
they are.
space. Yeah.
Wow.
And then we had a fantastic production designer come on. Her name is Paloma. She's based out of Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
But her team came in and they built sides so it
Right.
looks like an actual cockpit and
Yeah.
like there's buttons that work.
Right,
and lights.
electronics.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
So-
status panels.
Yeah, it was. I was very tempted to want to sleep in it afterwards. But
So
it was
doing
awesome.
all this, how long does it take to shoot? the 6-minute short.
Yes, yeah. What was your shooting schedule? How long? What was it like?
We were pretty aggressive with it, honestly.
How aggressive is aggressive?
A weekend.
Oh, 2 days.
Like
okay,
3
2
days.
3 days. Okay, 3 days.
Yeah.
We started. We did something. One of the smart things I think I did with Peyton, our first AD, was we said we need to have a load in, load out day.
Okay,
and that was
smart.
going to be in the middle of the shoot. So when we did the 2 locations, we shot 2 days basically at the Space House, and then we had our load in, load out day, which was just that, which was great on our end because the second house we got was way different from what we saw in the pictures.
Right.
boy.
So we definitely
It's
had
just
to sort of pivot what our plan was walking into that space. Okay, figuring out lighting. Of course, it's going to rain the day that we're trying to shoot.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
It can't be nice and sunny.
Of course,
so that I'm getting
because
me daylight
filmmaking
to
always
work
goes
with.
smoothly.
It's like today. We were like, we're just going to walk down to the lanes, and it's like, oh, downpour.
downpour.
rain.
Yeah,
winds,
we
yeah.
look like wet dogs now. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's always a rain. Like
It always
like-
rain this time of year.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, always. Is this the so today Asbury Lanes 11:45 a.m. Is this the first public screening of
This
Quasar
is actually
Commando?
the second.
Okay, where was the first one?
The first was in Orlando, Florida. It was
Oh,
in
wow, okay.
Brouhaha.
Okay.
It was, again, my co-producer's fantastic. I recommend her to everybody.
I give your co-producer a shout out again.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So it was like one of her contacts was like, we want it, and
Okay.
can you submit it? And I was like, cool. And then it was one of those like festivals where it would send to like the biggest festival in Florida for
Okay.
free. So I was like, well, let's just submit
Sure.
it. And then we submitted. We didn't win, so we didn't get to go, but it was just a fun little experience. There was like 50 people here. So this is definitely the biggest festival
Okay.
it's been in so far. And
Yeah.
it's been nothing but good things. I've had a great time so far. It's been a great experience. This is Marissa's first day. So
Here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, is it your first Garden State Film Festival?
It is actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
You
yeah.
woke up to the rain and like,
Yeah,
oh.
are you guys from Florida?
no, we're from New Jersey.
we're
from
So,
here. Okay,
yeah, I
cool.
grew up
Yeah.
there. We just shot in Florida because they had this insane house
Yeah.
that was what we needed. So.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if you came up or okay. So you know, or you know.
Oh, I grew up in Red Bank. I grew up down
Oh,
the
okay,
road
yeah,
from
yeah.
here.
So you know about
So-
the Garden State Film Festival and
Yeah.
how awesome it is. Is this your first film in the festival?
This is my first film in the festival.
Okay,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
When I heard I got in, I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to go. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I've been, hearing about the great stuff that's been going on for years.
It's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I call Sundance the Garden State Film Festival of
New
Park
Jersey.
City for sure, of the West.
I mean,
Of
yeah.
the East.
I wholly believe that.
South by Southwest has nothing on our pork roll.
No, not at all.
and he's been there. So he knows.
I have, yeah.
know.
Well, they got brisket. Yeah, come on. You're gonna put a brisket on a bagel with salt, pepper, ketchup? No.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my favorite place to eat in
Please.
Little Sort, which is the Willow Deli.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
Willow
soon-
Deli's awesome.
Yeah.
I literally had a pork roll, egg and cheese yesterday, and I was just like, "This is fantastic."
I
So-
can give out 2 shots. The Willow Deli, a little blue building on the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Great pork roll, egg and cheese. But
was-
also Edie's.
Oh,
is,
Edie's.
Edie's
Oh, my
Luncheonette
gosh.
is
Really good.
amazing.
I haven't been to Edie's in years.
I recommend going. Next time you get a chance.
Yeah.
we should shoot something there.
Oh yeah,
Even
That'd be-
outside in the back when it's nice out. It's nice out. We were outside.
Well, that was only for COVID. They set that
No,
up.
that's
So
not-
yeah, but yeah, I think Edie's would be a great shooting
I've been
location.
wanting to shoot like the Willow Deli is such a great even just an exterior location like with that blue building on
Yeah.
that corner. And I've been wanting to shoot something there for years. I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe we'll write a script.
Yeah,
I think we
maybe
just
we'll-
inspired something, and next year for 23rd Garden State Film Festival.
We're gonna be on this couch talking again.
Probably, yeah. We called the Willow. Yeah,
What other games can you do?
yeah, for sure.
We're gonna animate the pork roll. It's gonna be moved out pork roll running into a
Should do a
sandwich.
pork roll short. That would be pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Speaking of which, are you
Pork roll
working on
versus
anything right
Taylor.
now? You have any projects you're on right now?
Yeah, currently writing some stuff in my free time.
Okay.
I'm currently under contract with the Walt Disney Company for the next 3 months, and that's
Oh.
all my NDA can tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you need to tell us. though.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of what I've been working on. Yeah, and then we'll find out whether things are going to happen.
I
afterwards,
hope
so.
they extend that contract.
Yeah, we'll see what
And,
happens.
you have NDAs for the rest of your life, so, which not a bad thing. Not keeping quiet.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's so
tough.
hard.
It's tough, but
Like
I
some
mean,
of those Marvel actors that blurted everything out when they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even came down Tom Holland though when he opens his big mouth.
You got to
They
keep
just
your
don't-
mouth shut. I
they
kept my
don't-
mouth shut for
they
a
don't-
whole year.
They don't tell him anything anymore.
No, they don't
No,
tell me
'cause he
anything. Yeah, he's
can't-
not
he
allowed to
can't-
hear anymore. Yeah.
He's
Can't
on the do
keep
not
his-
tell list now.
Can't keep his mouth shut.
I heard a story. Apparently, Mark Ruffalo, for when Endgame came out, he didn't realize his phone was live streaming during.
Yeah, dumbass.
So now I've been told that they take his phone away right
Yes.
before any premiere now because they don't
Yeah.
want him like screwing up.
Yeah, I was like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah, he's not. For a guy who plays a genius on screen, yeah, maybe not so much in real life.
I was sworn to secrecy not to say what happens in Clerks 3 for over a year.
Right,
So
you were
I
able-
didn't say a word.
Okay, you didn't get drunk and like, you sure?
Never said a word.
You sure about that?
Not a
Or
word.
Maybe you did. You didn't know it.
Not a
You
word.
should get a title just for that. Little
I
black
held it
on the
in.
wall
I
because I didn't
knew.
open my mouth.
For sure.
Not
And
a word.
I looked at the film. Like, not a lot of sci-fi based shorts in this festival, so you definitely stand out.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know. That's awesome.
Yeah, I went, a lot of horror.
Now that I
thrillers,
think
a lot
about
of-
it, yeah, you're
A lot
right.
of drama, a lot of comedy.
That'd be
and
really
then-
cool. Your little your sci-fi short comedy with his in
Oh,
the same
yeah.
set would be really cool.
That would have been. Well, we'll be at a future
Yeah,
fest
in a
together
future
for sure.
There you
festival.
go.
I think there is something. I'd love to talk on this. I think the reason you're right, there aren't a lot of
Yeah.
sci-fi shorts out there, and I think it's a lot of people get nervous by them because it's like, oh my gosh, sci-fi or even Western. You're a big Western person and shooter as well.
I love it. I love the cactus shirt.
They get
you.
they get so nervous by it because all they see is the dollar sign. They just say, "Well, I could make a horror film for cheaper and I can do fake blood." But there was a fantastic YouTuber that I watched religiously online who literally was like, "If you go to Walmart in the $5 section, buy this thing, spray paint it black, and now it looks like a grater." And I was like, oh my gosh, he's right. Let
Yeah.
me go do that. So I would go to the dollar store. I was like, let me take this plate and then put 3 buttons on it
Yeah,
and then spray
boom.
paint it black. Boom.
Yeah,
There you go.
you have a
Now you got a
prop.
control panel.
You have a
So-
problem. They didn't start. It was like, hey, take this ice cream maker, just put some buttons on it, and then that's a thing. And it became this huge thing. Like,
If you need ideas for films, just watch YouTube all day.
Yeah, right. You could get a lot of insight.
yeah,
One
for
of
sure.
our characters, there's no face to him, which was a little difficult for
Oh,
you
boy.
as the.
That was a huge
DP.
challenge
How do you
because it
like
was a
that?
whole character. Exactly. How
How
do you like that?
that?
She's still holding a resentment against me, right?
How do you
No,
do no
it's
face?
just a different challenge because it's like, how do you, you almost have to put on your acting hat and say, okay, how do I create this character and make this character be a character and
Right.
not just a prop that's on the wall?
Right.
You have to give it life. You have to let it have its own time and space in the movie,
For
right?
sure.
Because it's a character. It's an important character. It's even a mentor character.
He's
so
the
that's
commander
huge.
of the ship coming through a radio.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to. You have to make it he is the dialogue. The way we wrote that character was in the video games where it's use the barrel roll.
Yes.
That's
Right.
that character.
That guy,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the clue in for the audience that this isn't this space reality isn't the real reality
Right.
we're watching. So it's an important character, and we're like, how are we going to pull this off? And we literally took a dishwasher, one of those.
Yeah,
racks,
like one of
yeah.
those grates, so you can kind of had slits in it, so you could see through.
We had a fantastic gaffer, and
Wow.
it came out really good.
Amazing.
Cool. We'll have to see it one of these days. We'll be in here, so